Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planet Head. It is March 11th, 2023, a quiet Saturday night here in EVE Online. Um, Looking forward to tomorrow. This is going to be a Corp update. Basically, some things that we have been working on, some things that have worked, some things that haven't worked, and then also some things for the future. Um, for my court mates, hopefully this will give you a little bit of an update before we have our very first voice meeting tomorrow. That being said, that will be at 2300 Eve time, so approximately, let's see here, about it is 040 um, 0 hours 40 minutes right now, so approximately about 23 hours from now, 22 hours from now. If you haven't yet, uh, let me know um, in the Discord channel or private message uh, which your characters are linked up with the Discord accounts. Um, you want to join the meeting tomorrow, it will be in Discord. We have a decent number of members now, and a decent number of people have joined up with Discord. And I was able to get together with two other members the last couple days, and we tested out Discord and did some messing around and fleeting up and just a little bit because I've been working a lot, but I've heard some other guys have been getting together. Um, so doing really well there. As far as people who are not in the Corp, that was one of the things that scared me a little bit as far as setting things up because I haven't messed around with Discord too much. But we were able to create um, a uh, a so one of our big bonuses is we were able to create a channel within the Planet Heads Flying with Planet Heads Space channel that's separate. So any of you guys from the corporation, just if you are not in the Discord Militia channel, please just message me as to which one is yours. You'll just have to let me know which one of your characters is in the alpha. That said, update on the corporation. It's been about a week and a half since the corporation was founded, and looks like, let's just count it up: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 members. Now, I'm going to be honest, it's actually 16 because, as you know, AF Prime is my test character. But so we've only got 3 more slots left for my limit as a corp leader, being an alpha player with this character. Um, but we're doing really well. As you can see, we've got a lot of people have been joining in and playing almost every day, so that's pretty cool. Any of you guys that are out there, if you're wondering if you've never seen this in the corporation, um, it all of these are alpha accounts. I've asked everybody who joins to make an alpha so that we're all on the same level. When you're looking at this, it'll actually tell you for members when was the last time they were online. Obviously, I'm online right now. Last 2 guys were on within the last hour. And then you've got the hours here. Once you go over 24 hours, it will say within the last 7 days. Once you go over 7 days, it will say within the last 30 days. So obviously, Drayurt has been a little bit absent, but everybody else has been online and playing within the last 7 days. So that's really cool. Everybody here's last day or so. That's awesome. Um, it is a little bit quiet right now, being a Saturday night. I'm sure people are hanging out with their families and doing stuff, so it's kind of good for me to be able to do a little bit of a video here. Um, One thing that is the toughest thing, I think, and it goes right along with this, as a CEO or being in charge of something, you do have to make rules. And so uh, my first major rule with this corporation to start it off was that we would only be accepting characters that were created after February 20th um, and that so you had to create a new character to join. It really is just a temporary situation, but I've been hard and fast on this. All of these characters are brand new. Doesn't mean that their members don't have other characters. It's usually guys who've been watching the channel and stuff like that. But I've been hard and fast on that until I actually go on Mega and actually be able to create or do larger Corp member sections, and we can bring in some of those alts if they want to. I'll bring in some of mine, but I wanted to give everybody as much of an opportunity as possible. Um, I'm gonna drop the second rule tonight, and what ends up happening is, as I was saying earlier, you have the different levels here. I've obviously online. The last guys here were on in the last hour. If you've been on in the last 24 hours, it's here. Once you go over 7 days or over 24 hours, it says the last 7 days. If I'm not mistaken, once you go to 31 days, it will say that you haven't been on in 3 months, if I remember correctly. Um, and I'm going to be setting this hard and fast rule right now that if anybody does go over 30 days, I'm going to actually, and this is going to sound bad, but it's not really, I'm going to actually expel that character from the corporation. And I will, well, I'm sorry, I won't do it right away. What I'll do is I'll send them an email or a mail asking them when, if I have their Slack, I'm sorry, their Discord, I'll message them as well saying they've got 7 days um, to just check in with me and let me know that they're still playing. Because I want to be very honest about this. I'm not about having big numbers for a corporation. I want to have people who are active in the corporation and doing things. And if you go over 30 days, then that means you're not real active. Maybe other things in life pop up. It does not mean that that person is kicked out of the corporation and never to be had it entered in. I've basically been accepting everyone who puts in an application who's made a new character, but I want to keep a corporation uh, uh, correct. Um, what am I trying to say? I don't want to inflate the numbers of the corporation where, let's say, you have 500 members, but only 20 of them are active. I want to make sure that we are keeping people active and making things interesting. And so I don't want to inflate those numbers. And I want to just keep it trim, especially while I'm on this alpha character. Because I want to give as many people an opportunity to join. Now, this still gives Dryard, I think it's been just about 8 or 9 days, so like 3 weeks to actually join. I'm not pinpointing Dryard, it's just the first person that's ever gone over 8 days. But after, when that clicks over to, once it goes over 31 days, I'll message them and I'll email them and let them know that, hey, just to check in, but that we do need to do that. And that's just me doing bookkeeping, you know, because what can happen is, and let's say somebody drops a character in and then they leave and then they come back 6 months later and things have changed, rules have changed, and you don't know who's there. You don't know if an account's been given to somebody else. So you want to keep track of that sort of thing. And down the road, if we go full tilt actual corporation where we're checking user IDs and stuff like that, where we're protecting what we have, um, I need to know that the characters that are in there are people who have verified that they play and that sort of thing. So that is the second of the hard and fast rules right now. Is that over? If you haven't been on for over 30 days, I'll message you, give you a week, and then I will not kick you out, but basically kick you out of the corporation until you get back in touch with me, and then we can probably let you back in. But I want to make sure that I am keeping track of who is active and who isn't. Um, sorry. And not to belabor the point, It's also keeping myself um, in a structured format. Um, I was literally just talking to somebody at work today that you have to have rules that you go by and you follow. And um, if you don't do that, then you start slipping. So that's the one that I'm going to go by there. And actually, it wasn't 220, it was 226. I didn't realize that. We created this in 226. Ha! Okay. I was off by 6 days. So, that said, future. Why did I talk about the negative stuff first? We have our meeting tomorrow. If anybody wants to talk to me about that part of it, please feel free. One major thing that I'm looking forward to, and I want to get everybody's input. I made the decision for our first corporate office, but I want to put that decision out to the rest of the corporation to see what they're interested in the second rental office. The first office I put in Paytor. It's in Minmatar space, but it's within 13 jumps as the crow flies of all three of the major hubs. Now, some of those are a little bit scarier than others, but it is as the crow flies, not safer routes, just straight on, going through low sec and stuff like that, because I believe that you need to learn how to fly through those areas and not just sit around in high sec all the time. But that was my decision. I would like to, sometime in the next week or two, set up a second rental office. Um, and that would be our second home. Right now, this is in the middle of everything and it's in 1.0 space, high sec space. What I would like to do is create a space of production, a spot of production for the corporation where we can do some mining and I'm not going to do some mining, but I know I have some guys who have joined who want to go down that road, who want to build ships for the corporation, who want to do some other things. So what I want to do is find a spot that is out of the way um, for that is in a little bit lower area, but does have a lot of options to it. And I'll go over that into the meeting tomorrow and throw out some options to everybody, get their feedback if anybody has some more options. I'll record that meeting that we have. There may be two of us in it, there may be 15 of us in it. Um, I don't know yet. And anybody who wants to reply to that within the next week where we want to create our next office. I know I've got some guys out there that want to build some stuff, they want to research some stuff, they want to do some planetary interaction, they want to be a little bit closer to maybe low sec or null sec. So this is a great spot in Paytor where new players can get to fairly easily. But I want this second spot to be a little bit more out of the way, where we can, where the guys who want to do that sort of extracurricular activities can do. So I'm going to leave that up to the corporation. We'll come up with some options, and then maybe come up with a vote for it, and then find a spot. So we'll talk about that in the meeting tomorrow. Um, so Discord, doing well. The membership doing well. Also looking for the office coming up. Those are my three major things I'm going to talk about in the Corp meeting tomorrow. Um, I am looking for some of the guys to. We've got some really good guys who are really getting into the whole like trying to figure out what they want to do with their characters. They've been teaming up a little bit, and I want to start focusing on the main gist of what the corporation was built around was down the road us being a PvP corporation focused. We build ships to go shoot other people and them shoot us. Um, and be kind of those guys who go after gate camps and go after station camps and stuff like that. The guys who prey on the littler guys. Now, we're not going to spend 1,000 hours tracking down people, but if we can be one of those guys that if you see us enter the system, think of it this way. If anybody sees a bunch of code enter the system, they run away. What if Gate Camper sees a bunch of the M.I.A militia enter the system? Maybe they clear out. So next week is going to be the start, or tomorrow's video. The most largest part of it is trying to get the rest of the corporation's feedback on how we want to go about that. And we're going to be bad at it at first. None of us are real PvPers, but we all want to learn. That's why a lot of guys joined it. I want to make sure we're staying focused on that. So that will be, I'm going to open the floor to everybody talking about that. I don't have a whole lot of input on that. I've had a lot of guys bring up their ideas for it, so I thought that might be a really good spot to have like kind of a town hall, or just a, hey, what's your ideas? What do you guys think? It could be 5 minutes, it could be 2 hours. I have no idea. So that is the last part of the thing. The reason why I'm doing this video tonight is just not so much of an announcement to my corporation, but kind of showing everybody what we're doing as a corporation, um, as a startup, and seeing how things go with that. We're going to make our mistakes. So, last but not least, I'll just go over with you guys what I've been doing with my character, the CEO of this corporation. Um, Things that I've had to focus on were did a couple videos on the Magic 14, getting up and running, doing the career missions. I actually went and did career missions in each one of the regions, so that I now have ships and parts, basic parts for in each one of the four major factions, so I can do that. I have been skilling up a few things. Um, the major painful one is the drones level 5, and that is down here. I did have to skill up a few side ones to the Magic 14, but if you take away the drones level 5, which is 9 days, and some archaeology and hacking, which is another 2 days, so we're talking about 12 days there. I'm down to about 10 days to get drones level 5 or level 4 and all of these frigates. So really the Magic 14, I've only got 1, 2, 3 left. So I've only got about 7, 8 days left of that. I have barely spent any of my extra skill points. I'm saving those up for when I need them. Probably whenever I want to upgrade to Omega and then go with the better corporate skills. But if I need something right away, like last night, last night, me and another Corp member, Finian, got together and we were actually grinding through some of the air career missions. We went in and we went to the Soldier of Fortune skills. I think it was at about 200 at the time. Um, and we basically dueled each other and did some electronic warfare on each other, and messed around with a couple other things. Capacitor warfare, did that. So, and did some combat stuff there. So, really upgraded a lot of that. So, I got some good stuff there. My overall progress, I'm about 2/3 of the way through. I got done with all the Enforcer ones and got a really nice bonus there. Finian said that, I think it was Finian, one of the guys said that once you get all the way, each one of these you clear out, you get 100,000 skill points. And then you also get each one of these. So, 50,000, and then another 75, and then I think that's 100, and this is 125. So if you think about it, you're going to get 125, 100, so 225, 350, plus 400 for each of these. So 750,000 skill points just for doing your career stuff. Now, I haven't been grinding it so much, but I've been having a lot of fun with it, and these are just extra points that I can get. And I've actually learned a few things. I never really focused on these, so I've been doing that. I've actually been doing a few distribution missions in my little. I should have probably been doing that while I've been talking too much. But the last part of this video I want to talk about is the last thing that I kind of focused on with Clarence. Is I made him able to fly for any frigate basic frigate of the major faction. So he's good there if I need to make a tackle frigate anywhere on each area, so that if I want to help out with a fleet, I can do that. The second thing I did was I skilled up in Galente destroyer, so I can fly a frigate that can do damage. And then the last part is what I just set up yesterday. Is I did the Galente frigate. I'm sorry, the Galente cruiser, for two reasons. Number one, now I only went Galente cruiser 1 in medium hybrid weapons 1, so I can start from scratch. But I can at least jump in a Galente cruiser. I was thinking a Thorax. A lot of people, it's a nice rounded ship similar to the Stabber. But I can fly drones with that. I can use hybrid weapons with that. Um, and that will allow me to be able to fleet up with the rest of the corporation. I may not be that good. The irony is, as a CEO character, you're probably, unless you've been playing the game for a long time, not going to have as good of skills as the rest of the guys that are in your group. So I'm focused on managing and making things better for the rest of the corporation. We've got to look for guys to produce stuff, guys to step up to try out, be fleet commanders, or try that for the first time. We've got to come up with scouts that are out there, and then figure out if we want to go full tilt with the corporation over a long haul. We got to have recruitment and stuff like that, and we have to have diplomats, and that's just going to keep going. So, myself, I'm trying to make this character able to hang out and help out, but it's not going to be that guy that can get you in and out of a fight. He's going to be that guy that helps out, and maybe I'll go the logistics route. Be that guy that can really help out. Be that healer of the party. I don't know. Had a little bit of fun with last night with Finian and doing that. So maybe I'll mess around with that. You know me, I change my mind all the time with that sort of thing. It's just what I want to do at the time. So, but yeah, that's where we're at right now. I didn't want this video to go too long. I always never really want to go too long. But it is an update. It's where we're at. At some point, I'm thinking once I go Omega, if we get to that point and we need to increase the corporation size, I will, and we start allowing other Omega accounts into the corporation, I will have to be a lot more careful with bringing up anything about the corporation, like specifics. I can talk about myself, but showing Corp member lists or Discord things, I have to be a little bit more careful with that. So I'm kind of holding off on that because I'm a little bit scatterbrained sometimes. And I don't want anybody else to get caught with that. And we'll talk about that in the meeting tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Looks like it'll be in 22 hours from now. It is now 1 o'clock Eve time, so it'll be at 2300 Eve time. So that's about it. If you haven't seen it yet, if you want to watch the last video that I did, it's about creating the new overall M.I.A. Miami public chat group for Five Bones, old Five Bones members, any Corp members, and anybody else who watches the videos and wants to join in. I will bring that up more often down the road, but I think this video has gone too long. So if you want to check out things, please feel free to check out the Discord. You can message me straight out. And I will be around a lot over the next 3 days. I plan on taking my dog for a drive a couple days and doing a lot of studying because I have a lot of work to do for work. And I'll be playing some Eve to relax. So please feel free to get in touch with me, and I will talk to you guys soon. Fly safe, fly dangerously, fly hard like you want. Have a good one. Bye.